Okay, so let's dive in. We've got some really interesting sources here, articles, notes, all focusing on something pretty common, dreaming about your childhood home.
Mm-hmm. And they can be incredibly vivid dreams, can't they? Very personal, sometimes quite emotional.
Definitely. So our goal today, digging into these sources, is to kind of unpack why these dreams happen and, what they might be telling you.
Right, helping you navigate what's going on there.
Exactly. And the big idea, it seems, running through all this material, is that the childhood home in a dream, it's not just bricks and mortar, is it?
Not at all. It's deeply symbolic. It often represents uh, the very foundations of who we are.
Where our first sense of self, our sort of emotional wiring, maybe our core beliefs, were first laid down.
That's it perfectly. It's like the blueprint from those early years. So when your subconscious revisits it, it's rarely just, a random trip down memory lane.
Okay, so if it's not random, what are the sources saying drives these dreams? Why now?
Well, a few key themes pop up again and again. One major one is that these dreams often surface when you're processing things from your past.
Processing how? Like sorting through memories.
Yeah, integrating old memories, maybe seeing things from a new angle now you're older, or even grappling with unresolved stuff from back then that's still kind of lingering.
Ah, so the mind uses that really familiar foundational setting the house to work through those older layers.
Precisely. And the sources also link it to maybe confronting limiting beliefs, attitudes we picked up in childhood that might still be holding us back as adults.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. The house itself standing in for those deep structures within us.
Right. But it's not always just about looking back. The sources are pretty strong on linking these dreams to reflecting on your current life, too.
How so?
Especially during big changes or transitions. It can sort of highlight the contrast, between who you were then and who you are now, or where you lived then versus where you are today.
Like a measuring stick almost,
Hmm.
showing how far you've come, or maybe highlighting things you miss or gained.
Exactly that. And sometimes, honestly, it can be simpler. A kind of yearning for that feeling of security or comfort we associate with childhood,
Yeah,
especially if you're stressed or facing challenges now. It could be nostalgia or just seeking that feeling of being sheltered again.
that feels very real. Adult life gets tough, and boom, the dream takes you back to maybe what felt like a safer harbor.
Mm-hmm. That pull for security is strong. The sources also mention it might be a call to reclaim parts of yourself.
Reclaim, like what?
Things that maybe felt easier to access as a kid, creativity perhaps, or wonder, or even just being a bit more carefree than adult life allows.
Like finding lost joy. I remember one note mentioned it could even mean positive changes, like if you dream you're improving the house.
Oh, absolutely. Rebuilding or improving the dream house can symbolize positive growth. But conversely, the notes also say sometimes it might just be a nudge about, present day childish behavior.
Huh? Okay. So maybe someone needs to grow up a bit.
Could be. It's fascinating how many triggers link back to that foundational place.
It really is. So, beyond the why, the sources also dig into the details within the dream, right? The specifics matter.
They really do. Like, dreaming the house is much bigger or grander than it actually was. The sources often link that to how positive parts of your upbringing are fueling your current success or growth.
Okay. And what if it's the opposite, if the house is falling apart or damaged?
Yeah, seeing damage like, say, fire or flooding can feel scary in the dream, but the interpretation in the sources often isn't literal.
Right.
Fire, for instance, might symbolize burning away old negative attachments, transformation. Flooding could point to being overwhelmed by emotions, maybe related to family stuff bubbling up.
So even destruction can symbolize a kind of necessary change or clearing out.
Exactly. And specific rooms matter too. The kitchen often relates to nourishment, family connection, living room, social life.
Hmm.
Bedroom is more personal intimacy, rest, private thoughts.
And attics and basements.
Attics might be about hidden memories, maybe higher thought processes. Basements often connect to the subconscious or things we've repressed.
Wow, it's like a whole map of your inner life lay out in the blueprint of that house.
It really can be. But maybe the most crucial thing the sources highlight isn't just what you see.
But how you feel.
Precisely. Your emotional state in the dream. Safe, anxious, happy, lost, trapped, whatever it is that's key. Good feelings often connect to current contentment or positive processing.
And bad feelings.
Usually point towards discomfort, unresolved issues, maybe parts of the past that are still challenging you somehow.
Okay. So wrapping this up, This deep dive really makes it clear dreaming of your childhood home is definitely not just random noise.
Not at all. The sources consistently frame it as the subconscious working through things, past, present, growth, security, using that incredibly potent symbol.
And paying attention to the details of the house's condition, who's there, and especially those feelings that seems vital for figuring out what it means for you.
Yeah.
Like the sources say, these dreams, they hit close to home.
They really tap into something fundamental.
So maybe something to think about. Given how tied that childhood place is to your sense of self, your history,
Yeah.
what might your dream be trying to highlight? What part of you or your past is asking for your attention right now?